Welcome everyone, it's your girl Asia and I'm bringing you an all new episode of ARTICO for 2023 with our fresh take on art in the DMV. But first, help me welcome our fresh new co-host. Welcome, welcome.
What's up DMV? Welcome to 2023. I am Anwar Khan.
Hey DMV, I'm Morgan Wood and I'm just so happy to be here with you guys.
So excited to have you both here. Look, let's get started with our first episode of the year. It's all about the art of getting you and your space together. And while you're up first, tell us about your interview.
Thanks, Asia. I had the most amazing conversation with a very inspiring interior designer. Let's take a look.
My name is Cheryl McLean, and the name of my firm is McLean and Turquoise Designs, or McLean and Turquoise LLC, and I am the principal and creative director for McLean and Turquoise. Okay, so the work. All right, come on with me. All right, don't talk about my office.
No.
But other pieces. Look, this is a working office. So in here,
It's very neat, actually.
You think this is neat?
Yeah,
I got boxes. Let me come in
it's
here.
neat. I've been in other offices. This is very neat.
This is, you can see that I was doing some video stuff. So this is really, I don't work in here too much. I really work in the back. This is one of the manufacturers that I use, and this is all their fabric samples. They make all my upholstery, custom upholstery pieces, custom metal pieces when I want something made in metal.
You are the first Black woman to receive a master's in architecture from UCLA. How do you feel that has impacted, other architecture majors or interior designers of color or Black women? And how did it make you feel?
Well, initially it made me angry because I thought that it shouldn't have been. I should not have been the first in Los Angeles, supposedly liberal state.
Yeah.
This is in the late 80s. There should have been many more before me. And it put a lot of stress and responsibility on me. So much so that it was interesting because being the first, you understand the spotlight is on you and you want to share and you want to, you want to bring everybody up with you, but you got to survive it at the same time. And for the same reasons I was the first is the same reasons they made it very difficult for me. I will not lie about that.
Wow.
There was one other architect who's probably the most famous female architect that worked with UCLA at the time. A lot of big architects were, it was a free ride for a lot of them, and being attached to UCLA because they paid their rent in Los Angeles. So, I mean, even Gary, who's one of the most famous architects now, he used to do he was a judge on a lot of my panel, a lot of my projects. He was judging my projects. And then you had Norma Skalaric, and she's probably the most famous Black architect. She was the first woman to ever get her license in the United States. And she sat in a lot of our classes. I even interned under her. She was very hard. I was very happy, but she was very difficult. She was hard on me. And I understood why, because she had the same thing. She had that responsibility, and she wanted it to work for me. But once I got over my emotional feelings, I try to do what I can. I try to share that story because there's still a part of me that's still a little irked about being the first one. It just shouldn't have been, But I don't know. I think it's funny. I think if you ask somebody how did it affect them, you'd probably get a better answer than me, because I'm only focused on making sure that I give solid advice to them. And I'm from a different generation than a lot of these new architects and designers. And there's a lot that I could give to them, and I try.
Yeah.
And if they listen, because that's the key, if they listen, they'll benefit from it for sure. But there's no, I'm glad that I went through what I went through. It made me the kind of person I am today.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of resentment early on, a lot. I was mad at them for a long time. But I did it, and yes, I was the first, so it was all good.
So let's, at what point did you decide, okay, cool, like I've studied, I've been around the world, it's time for the world to see, to give the world your art?
I had been doing, I came, when I moved here in the metro area, I worked for a black firm, and it was an architecture firm. I was still in architecture. And architecture, I didn't do residential, everything was commercial. And I still had that yearning from childhood of doing interiors, because I liked doing that stuff, So that was always in the back of my mind. I picked up little projects on the side, but I was working like 3 jobs. I had my little projects. I'm working for the architecture firm, and I'm still flying on the weekends. So I did that.
You're doing a lot.
Yes, I did that for a couple of years, and I didn't know anybody in this area. I knew one person. So I didn't have a life, kind of, because I was working all the time. But when I was flying, 9/11 happened. And by that time, I had 20-something years behind me in the airlines, and I said, okay, this is it. I'm done. So I planned my exit, which was I can either work for another firm or work for myself. Well, I was older and had enough life experience to know what that decision actually means. And I decided to work for myself. So in 2003 is when I started McLean and Turquoise.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how's the business journey for you been so far?
It's been good. It's been interesting because when I came into it, I went strictly with residential. I sort of didn't do much architecture anymore. I didn't think about it, actually. I just dived into it and just survived in making the business a business.
Yeah.
And then about 4 or 5 years later, I'm like, wait a minute, there's a whole nother side of you you're not taking care of. So business is good. I still do residential, but high-end residential. I like whole projects.
Yeah. Large
projects. I don't call me in for a room, but if you want me to, gut your house out or, major projects is what I do for residential. But I do multifamily.
Okay.
New builds and redesign of the whole building. I do corporates, corporate offices I do, and commercial spaces. So business is good. When I'm out there and I'm searching, this is a cheese tray, so who would know? This thing weighs like thousands of pounds.
It looks heavy.
It's marble. But if you're going to have something, and you're going to do a cheese tray or, this is what you want to do it on.
What side of the business do you prefer, the corporate side or the high-end residential side?
That's a hard one because they both, in the high-end residential, it pulls on the heartstrings. You really get to do a lot of things that are much more personal to who you're working with, and there's some really great things that you could do. Okay, so yeah, I'm a wallpaper fanatic. So I use wallpaper almost in every project that I do. Because paint can't do it all the time. So yeah, so this is just, it's actually a Japanese inspired paper because those are cranes, and whenever you see cranes, it's all about that's into their culture. On the corporate side, if I'm helping also design, because I don't just do corporate, they have to be branded spaces.
Okay.
So, I'm not just going to come in and just throw some chairs down and some desks. We're talking about a whole brand thing that I have to be able to do so that it is truly a designed out space.
Okay.
So I love them both. I don't want to say that there's one to the other. I think I think I like both, which is why I do both.
Yeah.
You know, this is damsel. And look, I have to, because they're all spread around. So I have renegade, trapper, preacher, and chief is, you asked me my favorite scent in my candles is chief.
Okay.
And they're all wrapped up in the box, so I wasn't able to get them.
I love it.
But another unique, I'm going to show you this unique piece because I don't get to show it often. I love this desk. It is feminine, I'm not going to deny, but it's also a dressing table, so you can have it where you can pull it up and you can, you know, isn't that cool?
That's amazing, actually.
So I'm like,
It has a mirror. I see the mirror in the mirror.
yeah, you see the mirror in the mirror. Yeah, so, you know, once again, it's all about those unique pieces that you're just not going to find. This is made very. I don't do stuff I don't like doing anymore. I've passed that point maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It's like I finally got to a point where I understand that I have enough talent and enough know-how that I'm only going to do what I want to do.
That's a sense of freedom too, right?
Yes, it is. It's better than the day you graduate. You know, when you graduate, you feel like, I've done it. When you get to that point where you're only going to do what you want to do, then you're on another level altogether, which is good.
Oh, wow. Those pieces were simply gorgeous. That was a great interview.
And not only that, she's just as beautiful as her pieces.
Exactly.
Yes. Thanks, ladies.
Morgan, you are up next. What do you have in store for us?
Listen, you might want to lace up your kicks, y'all, okay? Because this next group of girls that I had the pleasure of spending time with, it's going to be hard to keep up with them.
All right.
Let's roll it. I'm joined with Tanya Wells, and we are at Iron Girls. Today we're going to learn about the art of the body and body sculpting. So I'm super excited to get into it. Tanya, please tell me, okay, first we're sitting on medicine balls.
Yeah.
Like, where am I and what are we supposed to be doing today?
Okay, so this is Iron Girls Athletics. I am one of 2 owners with my co-owner, Rotunda Mobley. Both of us own Iron Girls Athletics. We've been in business now for physically 2 years, but we've been rocking and rolling probably since maybe 2014, believe it or not. Yeah, so she and I came together. She was my trainer, still is my trainer to this day. So we decided to come together and make the next step in doing what she's done for me. So I always felt better leaving the room than when I came in working with her. And so for me, when I left, I thought about what I wanted my Act 2 to be like. Act 2 is when we retire, right? Most people don't think about it. They don't think about it until it happens.
That's true.
So I decided then that I'm better with her around. So I decided that, and I asked her, you know, let's go in business together. And so we went in, no contract, spit, we're gonna do this. And so we opened up the gym. I took loans from myself. She put her name on a dotted line with me, and we opened up the facility.
All right, well, I'm gonna link up with you in a second.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna change my clothes, see the facility. I think we're gonna work out.
Oh, you know it. She ready.
Okay, cool. WHUT, I'm Morgan Wood, this is ARTICO, and right now I'm joined with Rotunda Mobley, AKA Ro. We're still at Iron Girls, and she's got me on the cycle bike right now. So Ro, tell me what it is, what are we doing? What do you got me doing here?
We are spinning, just spinning. I mean, we're not hot spin or anything of the sort, just browsing and just moseying and just moving our legs, burning a little bit of calories, nothing high tech right now.
Okay.
You know, we incorporate weights, as you see. You have 5 pounds. You could go with any pounds that you like. 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, depending on your level. So if you're like a beginner, we would start with 3 pounds. Okay. We're gonna put you in the middle, like kind of right now. That's why we're giving you the 5 pounds. Ooh. So we do that, work out with, you know, your shoulder press, you know, your curls, okay? We do that. Then we'll go with the bar. We have the bar that we work triceps, and we just take it and go back and up, easy breezy. Okay. But you have to keep the legs moving.
Going at the same time?
Yeah, so we're working like it's an overall body workout.
That's the challenge.
Yeah, you see that? Isn't that good?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm feeling it already, bro. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. and exhale. Awesome. Isn't it good?
Yeah, that feels great. That
Yeah,
feels great.
it's like a good old stretch. All right.
Give me up for a nice little chit chat because I know you're going to work me out with these weights. I see you have them here.
But they're really the Gerber baby weights. It's 3 pounds, so you don't have nothing to fear.
Well, while we get into that, please tell me a little bit more about your story. What brought you into Iron Girls? How did, tell your side of the story.
So after having my girls, I gained a lot of weight. I gained up to, I really believe it was more than 329, but when I got clocked in, it was 329. And my doctor had said, Ro, you're just fat, It was like Miss Seeley saying, you just fat. Miss Seeley saying, you ugly. She said, you fat. And I was like, what in the world?
And I have the ones with the scrubs on.
These were the scrubs. And these were the pants, the jeans that I wore. This is when she said, Ro, you just fat. So I with Coach Turkey, you would never believe when she told me that. I started learning how to eat. Well, first after I started learning how to eat and started working out, I didn't run immediately. I started walking a lot. I was doing miles and miles of walking. After the walking, I learned how to trot a little bit, pick it up.
So I am a delegate representing Legislative District 24 here in Prince George's County for the state of Maryland. Previously a county council member here in Prince George's County, but more importantly, I am an Iron Girl.
And that's what brings you here
I
today?
I am an Iron Girl, yes.
Through and through.
Yes.
So you jumped in on some of the workouts that we were doing, and you did them with ease. Can you tell me what brings you into Iron Girls and what do you gain from it?
It's called Mission Sexy 60.
Okay. Sexy 60, a mission.
I'm on a mission. No, I met Ro many, many years ago working out with her when she was teaching over at with Park and Planning at the Sports and Learning Complex. And just over the years, we've run into each other a number of times. And then I guess it must have been last summer, perhaps, I ran into her again. And she said, I opened my own gym. I said, what? And I just happened to be riding by one day coming from an appointment. And I just decided to stop in. And I have been with Ro ever since. I fell off the wagon a little bit, but I picked back up right after the election this year in July. And I come pretty much every day.
Yes, get it down. Yes. You gotta give me 10 of them.
That was 9 right there.
That was 7, 8, 9. Good job. Keep those elbows up. And 10. Andrea, you want your turn? Awesome. Oh, damn. Damn, she ain't getting enough. 7, 8. 7, 8.
Talk to me more about this type of workout, Ro.
7, 8. It helps with stamina. It helps to keep you conditioned so that when I like jumping rope after this, and of course it's a total body workout. 9. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, bow.
Building bodies already. It's an art to this. And Ro
Yes.
knows the formula, okay?
Yes, this is what we do every day, every day. Getting into bodybuilding, meeting Tanya, losing the weight. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get on stage. I was nervous. Got on stage, and from then on, I was bitten.
Well, not only are you building, your own body, but
Yes.
you're building the bodies of others.
And the community, and the world, because I'll do FaceTime. You could be anywhere in Las Vegas. I mean, I'm like, come on, let's work out. Let's work out. What do you want? What do you want to do? So this is my joy. This is my love. Being in business here at Iron Girls, it's kind of like the next best thing in my life.
Okay, much respect, sis. All right, I see you.
Let me find out you have some guns, though. Ooh.
Big body. And last, but certainly not least, I'm up next. And all I can say is this next segment is a real vibe. Let's check it out. Joining us today is Dexter Fields, affectionately known as Dexter the Groomer. Hi Dexter, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So we are here at the Millennium Salon,
Yes.
and you got to tell us about what makes grooming an art.
I think what makes grooming an art is the passion that comes as a result of knowing that you're doing something that somebody can appreciate. So that becomes the art of it, because there's a level of appreciation and skill. When they marry the two, it becomes the art of grooming.
The art of grooming.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for a while now, right?
Yeah, 28 years.
28 years. How did this evolve?
It came as a result of me not being able to afford to go to the barbershop.
Okay.
So I used to have to practice on myself to get the haircut that I wanted. So as a result of just kind of honing those skills, I recognized it's something I really enjoy doing. So when I graduated from college, I went to barber school to get my license, because I enjoy that more than being in corporate America.
It makes sense, it makes sense. And you're very, you do it very well.
Thank you.
So I'm amazed, I'm in awe of this amazing space. Walk us through your vision and how it came to light.
Okay. Well, the vision behind it is I wanted to make sure that the way I felt, I could convey that to the people and the guests that came into our space. So I looked at things that appealed to me, and I just kind of used that as my benchmark.
Okay.
And I recognized through a lot of interviewing, talking to people, there are certain things that are important. A lot of times people think that this is important and that's not important, but I kind of feel like the total package is what's important. It's important to somebody,
Right.
i.e. me.
Right.
And so there's other people who are like me, so
So
That's it.
when you walk in, it's a feel.
okay.
You know, you feel your vibe. It's
Yeah.
an ambiance. I smell the aromatherapy.
Okay.
You are all distinguished gentlemen. I
Oh,
see the
thank you.
shirt and the ties. Did you make it a point to have like your uniforms in place and creating this? Was that all part of your vision?
That was a part of the vision,
Okay.
but I also feel that it's important to be flexible
Okay.
and understand that in this creative space, personal expression is something that will lend itself to your art. So while it is true, aesthetically, we do wear shirts and ties, we don't always wear shirts and ties. So there's this flexible type of procedure. There's certain things that we definitely do not wear, you know, but they're within the guidelines. You know, express yourself how you want to.
Okay.
You know, so that's important, because a lot of times the clients that we service, it gives them a good feeling to know that we take pride in the way we look. So obviously it can translate into what we'll do for them.
I love that. All right, so 1999,
Yep.
that's when you open your doors. Did you originally start at this location here, Silver Spring?
No, actually, this is our third location. So it's
Okay.
been a stepping stone. The first space was 2 chairs. The second place was 3 chairs, and then this place is 4 chairs. So, and this has been our first standalone building. Before we were inside of a building, but this is our first standalone. So,
Okay.
as you see, it's a house that was converted into a barbershop. And we did that purposely as well, because we wanted it to feel like you're coming into your home.
Coming home.
That's it. So yeah.
And each piece seems like it has like a story. I love it. You like took the time to find. Tell us a little bit about why you chose these antique pieces.
I'm from Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
And so there's a southern aesthetics. And I just remember certain feelings when I would go to my grandparents' house or my aunt's house. And a lot of my family members had businesses that were inside of their homes.
Oh wow.
So
yeah.
while you might see a buffet or a cadenza or a chair or a table, next to them might be whatever they worked on, be it hair or catering or whatever. So that look that reminds you of home is what was important. Now, the way we did it was we curated pieces, and we just found one of a kinds, and we just purchased them. We did some estate sales, some thrifting, some vintage pieces, and then some made to order pieces as well, like the mirrors and things like that. So I feel like combining all those elements, the old with the new, is kind of like what I wanted people to feel like. While we have a look that might be a little vintage, we're on the cutting edge of what's current and happening right now in terms of hair and grooming and things like that.
Yeah, this definitely reminds me of my grandma's house.
Okay.
I like the feel.
All right.
I do. All right, so when you come in, you have your experience, you not only groom, like your clients come in and they get their service, but you actually are quite attentive to your clients from what I've heard as well.
Yeah. And that came as a result as a result of the pandemic.
Okay.
We were closed for 3 months, and it allowed all of us who worked in this space to kind of regroup. How do we want to show up when we reopen? So we were really intentional about what did we want, and we started with our own staff meetings, and we identified some of the things that we needed. Even though we weren't working, we had certain needs. And that clarity kind of came as a result of us talking about what our needs were. And we felt like, hey, if we're feeling this way, our clients probably feel the same way. What was really important was safety. We started saying, well, hey, we'll reconfigure the salon so that people can automatically, when they come in, they'll feel safe.
Okay.
We did disposable capes. We wear masks. These are things that were ongoing that we figured that our clients would appreciate, and they told us that they did. They felt safe, they felt good, and then they started to have really clear and open conversations about how they were feeling. So we took what they were saying, things like, hey, I don't come out that often, I'm feeling stressed in this way. So we started incorporating certain things that will allow them to definitely get groomed. We'll get a little relaxation involved as well, bringing that stress level down. So you mentioned the smell, the aromatherapy. That's all by design.
Okay.
We do sage, we do lavender, all fragrances that are designed to
Relax.
woosah, bring
Calm
you
the
down,
spirit.
calm the spirit.
I
So,
feel
yeah.
that. I feel that.
You feel it?
I
Well,
feel
good.
it. Once again, I'm your host, Asia, and we're here at Millennium Salon learning about the art of grooming. That's another episode of Article. Until the next time, follow your art.
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 ARTICO.
I know, man.
This program was produced by WHUT and made possible by contributions from viewers like you. For more information on this program or any other program, please visit our website at WHUT.org. Thank you.